Trump administration is reviewing 55 million U.S. visa holders. Imagine if everyone with a valid U.S. visa, from students and tourists to green card holders, had their records suddenly reopened, audited, even revoked. That's not a rumor, it's happening now. The United States is conducting a sweeping review of more than 55 million visa holders worldwide. Why now? What's the trigger? And how could this impact you or your loved ones? Stay tuned, this is a travel tree. Hey, fellow travelers, welcome back to the Travel Tree News. If you've ever dreamed of stepping onto American soil, now's a critical moment. Because today, we're not just talking about cruises, flights, or visas, they're being pulled under the microscope en masse. Just recently, the U.S. State Department, under the Trump administration, announced it's embarking on a total vetting of over 55 million people holding U.S. visas. That's not just students or workers, that's nearly everyone with an active visa anywhere around the globe. And all this under a new, ongoing policy known as continuous vetting, checking everyone for signs of overstays, criminal infractions, or threats to national security. Even your social media posts could be in the crosshairs. Welcome to the new immigration era. Today, we break down what's actually happening behind the headlines. Why the U.S. has ramped up enforcement right now. The major effects this could have on travelers, students, and families. Smart strategies to protect your travel plans and rights. Let's get started, your journey may depend on it. 1. The big picture, what's happening and why. In late August 2025, the U.S. government publicly confirmed that it now subjects all 55 million visa holders, including tourists, green card holders, students, and workers, to continuous vetting. This review covers visas issued around the world, not just U.S. residents, and applies retroactively to previously granted visas. Visa holders can now be flagged for overstaying their visa terms, criminal activity in the U.S., threats to public safety, engagement with extremist or terrorist ideologies, or even anti-American expressions on social media. New tools, reviews of social media accounts, device privacy settings, and law enforcement databases, even for posts or charges that didn't result in convictions. Since the administration returned to power, visa revocations have spiked, 6,000 plus student visas already cancelled, with roughly 4,000 due to infractions, and 200 to 300 tied to terrorism-related issues. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also announced an immediate halt to issuing worker visas for commercial truck drivers, citing road safety and protecting American jobs. This isn't a one-off enforcement wave, it's a paradigm shift. Every visa holder worldwide is now potentially under review, immediately and indefinitely. The message is clear, a visa does not guarantee entry, and it can be pulled at any point. 2. Why now? Politics, safety, public sentiment. The administration frames this as protecting national security, combating terrorism, and safeguarding public safety, especially given recent hate speech concerns and geopolitical tensions. At the same time, critics argue its political strategy, aligning with America First backlash against globalization and foreign workers. Think of it as both enforcement and messaging. Increasing visa revocations, especially of students, could suppress academic mobility in sensitive areas like politics or foreign policy protests. Civil liberties groups like the ACLU warn this risks racial, religious, or political profiling, using vague criteria like anti-American views. Immigration experts note the history of post-issuance visa monitoring isn't new, but this expansion is historic in its scale and automation. So what's behind the push? Officially, it's public safety, and that's a legitimate concern. But don't ignore the optics. This crackdown is also about signaling control, and that control now affects all visa holders, not just the undocumented or overstayers. 3. Who's impacted and in what ways? Divide into subsections. 1. International students. Of more than 6,000 student visas revoked, approximately 4,000 were flagged for crimes like DUI or assault, 200 to 300 were tied to terrorism-related concerns. Social media posts, campus activism, even expression in opinion pieces, are under scrutiny. Students of Indian, Chinese, Middle Eastern, African origin may face higher surveillance. 2. Tourists and short-term visitors. Multiple entry visas may be revoked even if the holder hasn't entered recently. Review includes fans, travelers, families planning visits. Even visiting family could come to a grinding halt if sudden revocation occurs at the border. 3. Green card holders and permanent residents. While not technically visa holders, permanent residents, 12.8 million, are also part of reviews for criminal or safety violations. That increases anxiety for families, long-term residents, and naturalization processes. 4. Workers and professionals, that is to say truck drivers. The pause on trucker visas shows a tightening of job entry paths. Professionals in logistics, tech, healthcare, all fields may be affected by sharper vetting and visa slowdown. In short, you don't need to have broken a law, or even acted suspiciously, to find yourself suddenly stripped of entry. A minor violation, a misunderstood social post, or even data flagged in home country databases could do it. 4. What can travelers and families do? Tip 1. Stay informed, but don't panic. This is real and ongoing, but not all 55 million will lose access. Keep checking trusted sources like AP, State Department announcements, or legal advisories. Tip 2. Clean up social media. Remove posts that could be misinterpreted, especially political or sensitive views. Lock down profiles. Stay quiet on public platforms. Tip 3. Know your rights. If your visa is revoked without due process, consult an immigration attorney fast. Revocation notices can be appealed in some cases or handled via consulate interventions. Tip 4. Document everything. Keep a hard copy of your visa, I-94, travel documents. Evidence of compliance, like timely border exits, class attendance, can help defend your case. Tip 5. Plan for contingencies. Don't buy non-refundable tickets until you are confident. Consider backup options, flexible visas, or alternate routes. Don't wait until the crisis hits. Tip 6. Community support and networks. Reach out via your embassy, university office, diaspora groups. Those communities have legal advisories, trackers for affected individuals, and may galvanize collective appeals. Think of it this way: you're on a tightrope. But you're not alone. Being informed, proactive, and connected gives you some stability amid the uncertainty. 5. Final thoughts and forward look. At Travel Tree News, we believe exploration should build bridges, not walls. This sweeping visa review isn't just a policy, it shifts the trust that travel, academic exchange, and international work were built on. But remember, borders evolve, and so can travelers. This is a wake-up call to safeguard your mobility and future plans. The good news? With preparation and awareness, you can still travel, study, and live abroad. As always, we'll keep watching developments. If you found this video illuminating, hit like, subscribe to Travel Tree News, and share this with someone whose journey may depend on it. And comment below, what concerns you most about the new vetting? Let's build a community that shares not just memories, but informed support. Until next time, travel smart, stay rooted, and keep exploring.